I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle P. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some me should stick it in the bull. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle P. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some me should stick it in the bull. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Sticking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the front, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, got the detonator. I'm killing every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a metal P. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. Some me should stick it in the bull. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle P. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some me should stick it in the bull.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP.Money. My name is AJ, I am the team lead here, and this is our live AMA. We come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern to give updates on our entire ecosystem, not just EMP, but now our entire franchise. Lots of updates with Spark, CETO, L1 Dex, Fusion, all the above. And in honor of Fusion, a little throwback in the intro today of our original intro song, as we are getting extremely close for EMP Fusion. We'll give a bunch of updates on that. But before we get started, I want to introduce my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA. LA, how are you?
Hey, I'm fantastic. Looking forward to another amazing AMA with all of you.
Awesome. Yes, absolutely. I know you've been enjoying some personal time this week, but we've been super busy nonetheless. It's great to have you. And yeah, we won't be having Jake today. We did a very extensive AMA yesterday with the new vaults on Manta, which again, we'll talk about that in a minute as well. But Jake maybe will join us next week. At least once a week, we like to have him on as well. But overall, we are moving forward. Another super productive week, and again, we're not done yet. Like I mentioned, we did launch the vaults over on Manta Network, which we'll talk about in a minute. Apologies for the background noise. And yeah, the overall market too. I mean, we are about 24 hours away from the halving. So again, every around this time, we see the Bitcoin supply reduce in half in terms of how much is being able to be mined. And again, it's variable based on the block size, but I just looked at the countdown and we're about 24 hours away. So that's exciting. Usually after the halving is when we really start seeing the real bull run kick in. The market has been really uncertain and shaky, both geopolitically and war-based, and the U.S. Traditional markets. But we did see a nice rally today, and hopefully this is a sign of what's to come. I mean, 2025 should be an absolute monster as we start seeing new all-time highs as we move into the end of the year. So really exciting on that front. Everything is happening according to plan. Obviously, the past is not indicative of the future, but we can plan on, just simple supply and demand. The less supply, the same amount or more demand usually increases the price. So, LA, anything you want to add to the overall markets? I know Pulse, a little uncertainty on Pulse, but we've seen it level out and starting to move up a little bit. Spark's looking good. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Looks like it's trying to make a little bit of a move in the right direction, upwards a little bit. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, 100%. So, little by little, again, it's about looking at the bigger picture and making sure your bags are packed for what's to come. So, all right, we're going to move into CETO. Again, we'll start off with that. We did an amazing AMA yesterday. Now there's plenty of content out around the vaults. We did the vault specific AMAs about Spark and Pulse about a month ago. And now we did a whole nother round. Sorry for the background noise. A whole nother round of vault tutorials yesterday. We have that link, Ella. I'm sure we can post it again, but that really was about an hour and a half of what the Dex vaults are, how powerful they are, and what that means for the ecosystem. And it's even more bullish because it is the first, to my knowledge, auto compounding protocol on Manta network as a whole. So again, we are providing the infrastructure for Manta, and giving an option for people even outside of the CETO vaults. Eventually, we'll hope to add more and more vaults, even again outside of the ecosystem. So, with that being said, they are up and running. The vaults are live. There's already about 1 million in TVL, I believe, last I looked, and you are able to actually pick certain vaults that have the ability to earn more 404s through the ETF. So make sure that when you're looking at the different LPs to start farming, that you choose one based on what you want to earn. So remember, all the rewards are collected in an ETF, and then that ETF can be burned or swapped for whatever assets are in that ETF. So super powerful in terms of yield. So all right, what else? The 404 reward automation is being finalized. I know we talked a lot about that as well. Um, there are some nuances in the distribution, so we were kind of holding off to make sure everything was right with that. But hopefully by the end of the week, another day or two, we'll have the rewards kicking in automatically as well. So, all right, LA, any other things I'm missing? I'm gonna keep going here, but I don't know if there was something I glossed over. You want me to go over more?
We do have some more exciting AMAs coming up in regards to CETO Swap next week, so that's a good thing. We are pumped about, so watch out for those. And I know we are busy behind the scenes also working on our bridge from Pulse Chain to Manta.
Yes, 100%. So again, the vaults were the topic of the week, but we have a ton more infrastructure coming as well. Again, the bridge allowing us to now integrate Pulse. Not only is that bullish for Pulse, but also Manta, and now bridging the gap between the two. So that's super exciting. Like I said, we also have a lot of AMAs scheduled. Some of the bigger names that we haven't seen in a while, we will be coming back and making an appearance. And we've said it before, and maybe LA, you want to touch on that a little bit? Why, now that we have expanded our franchise, so to speak, and now that we do these AMAs all over again, it brings a whole new set of eyeballs to the same protocols that we know and love, and how powerful that is.
Yeah, absolutely. We have found that we have been greatly expanding our community, not only on Telegram and Discord, but on all of our socials. And you've seen how strong the Pulse Chain community has been and the influencers there and how much everyone rallies around Pulse Chain. Well, each one of these projects and their individual chains, like they have those communities, they have those strong supporters of those chains. And every time we tap into those communities and those strong supporters of those chains, and we introduce them to those franchises that we launch on those chains, and they get excited about them and they get behind our team and our community, we bring in a lot of new community members. We bring in a lot of new followers on our socials, and we expand our reach. And when we expand our reach for one of our projects, they get curious about our other projects. And especially, CETO Swap and Sparkswap are quite similar. It's easy to think, if you're making great yields on one of those projects, you would want to be involved in the other ones. And then when they see everything that's coming with Fusion and, the fact that it is Sparkswap and CETO Swap on steroids, of course they're going to want to get involved in that. And, they're going to see us going crazy with all of these AMAs and all of this marketing. And it's a great way to expand our reach. Every time we do one of these AMA trains or marketing pushes for one of these projects, it really does expand our reach for all of our projects, and it's really great.
Yeah, 100% LA, perfect. Sorry, I had myself muted at my cardinal mistake. But all right, so yeah, and again, I couldn't agree more. I think those of you that are here, on a day-to-day basis and pay attention, you understand how powerful that is. But for those that just check in from time to time and want to know, why we are expanding into other protocols, expanding into other networks, it all is part of the master plan, not only again, like Ellie was saying, in terms of marketing, but also in terms of users. And the more users and the more volume that we have, the better that the ecosystem does as a whole. So, all right. So, and just a few more points on CETO before we move on. Not only are the vaults extremely powerful in terms of helping you earn, but it's also a way for us to now distribute the revenue to 404 holders. So now that the vaults are live, we will also start implementing the rewards that the vaults produce. Again, hopefully sometime next week, we'll have Jake on again for a more specific update. Hopefully on Monday, but hopefully sometime next week we start initiating those rewards on top of the rewards you're already getting, again, just from the reflections of the 404. So as we bring more and more products online to Manta and CETO Swap as a whole, then those revenue streams start kicking in as well. And that drives the value of the 404 because, again, the whole point of the actual real value of the CETO 404s is that they are yield producing. So just like we have at Sparkler, where you get a portion of the protocol fees, it's the same sort of concept where the value is driven by how much those NFTs are able to earn, and over time, you can potentially profit. Well, 100% profit, but you can outweigh the ability to just sell your NFT by earning way more in terms of yield than you would if you just were to sell it outright. So those are all super healthy mechanisms in terms of the overall economics, and the burning is continuing to be substantial. So remember, the only way to get the 404s is to actually burn CETO, and we're still, again, last night I looked, about half of the overall supply of CETO has been burned. So that is really, really powerful. And there really isn't that much CETO on the market. So obviously we've seen a bit of a pullback just with the overall markets and how hot CETO was. But we've already reached a bit of a floor, and that's with a lot less CETO now available, even with the emissions. So super, super exciting. All right, I think that is all the updates with CETO. LA, was there any other, well, obviously we'll get to questions, but anything else you want me to cover?
No, I think that's it for CETO.
Okay, awesome. All right, so on to SwapX. LA, I think you've gotten an update. The X1 layer is now live, correct?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's now live. I wish they weren't all called such similar
I
things
know.
because God, that was
Yeah,
confusing.
X1, X1, even I say it wrong. So I think the
X layer,
official,
isn't it called?
yeah, the official new name is X layer. Yeah, so I know again, it was X1. I don't think it's that anymore. I don't know what happened. I heard that there was some drama that they were being sued over the name. But anyway, I think we finally landed on X layer. And yeah, not to be confused with L1X either, right? So,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, I mean, someone posted about it in the group the other day, and I was just like, oh, did L1X finally go live? And then I was like, nope, they're talking about X layer, and they're all named almost exactly the same thing. It's really confusing, but yes, X layer is now live. It's super exciting stuff. So for all of you who bought the SwapX NFTs, we are working on getting some updates from the SwapX team, and we'll be making some announcements as soon as we have those launch details. So exciting stuff ahead.
yeah, no, 100%. And I know too, just to give some more updates, with that, they have already added the support to Rabby, as well. So, now that the, X layers, officially mainnet, you should be able to see all your assets, and start bridging over. Obviously, there is a main, bridge that is already live, but we will be implementing our own bridge, that is actually again interoperable with Arbitrum, BSC, Manta, and Pulse. So, there's not a huge rush quite yet. I know there are some projects, that are already popping up, but SwapX will be, the premier V3.3 DEX. So until that is live, obviously we'll keep everybody in the loop, on how to get over there. But I know that again, everything is shaping up, already, and we are again in talks, in terms of development. Uh, uh, you know, we're on track. So, even though mainnet is officially live, we're not behind schedule. We're just trying to get everything ready to roll. So, and yeah, like I said, we'll have a specific update as well because you will need to mint your NFTs, on, the mainnet. Again, you paid for them on Binance, but, now you'll be able to mint, on the main chain. So we'll have updates for that, hopefully next week or within the next few weeks. So, all right, awesome. Anything else with SwapX?
No, I think we can move on to Sparkswap.
All right, awesome. So moving right along here, again, lots to work on. We are hoping to have the UI live today, but we are in the final stages of the final Sparkswap UI. We are doing a lot of unit testing right now, and unfortunately, we're so far ahead of the curve in terms of Web3 that, there are a lot of tools that developers have in the Web 2 world, that are not available in the Web 3 world. And so we are having to literally test, every wallet, and every combo possible, to make sure that all the Web 3, integration works, on the new UI. So, it is a little bit more, labor intensive than we were hoping. Obviously, the UI is pretty much finished. We just want to make sure that when we do go live, there's no, connectivity issues. So, we should be able to hopefully, have it live. We're hoping for tomorrow. So, don't quote us on that. But we're in the very final stages. And with that, it will be a lot more user friendly. Again, I know a lot of you, have been having connectivity issues, even now with the original site, all of that should be better. So, LA, I know we've been talking a lot about it, but more stats, more features, more mobile friendly, and then obviously highlighting our new mascot. So, anything you want to add to that?
We love our Sparky. I'm excited for it.
For
Yeah,
sure.
we're definitely hoping to have it out by the end of the week and hopefully tomorrow. And we're all going to be super excited when it goes live.
Yep, absolutely. And again, we've been beta testing with our internal team and then obviously the devs, and everything is looking really, really polished. So I can't wait to get that out and live, and then that will be great timing because as we do all these AMAs, we'll have a brand new UI to showcase as well. So, and one of the really cool things, too, LA, I don't know, maybe if you want to expand on this a little bit, is that we'll be able to track the bridging through the website.
Yeah, so I know one thing that we've really been trying to educate users on is how to use DBank to follow their transactions and make sure it goes through, because that's the number one source of users not realizing that their transactions have gone through because they just simply don't know how to track them. But instead of having to use DBank now, you'll actually be able to do it right through the website. You'll be able to see exactly what's going on, that your transaction has gone through, and some additional information regarding that transaction that you've just put through on our bridge.
Perfect. Yep, 100%. And again, we are doing one more bridge upgrade to be able to track that. So it won't be the day that we go live. Again, hopefully tomorrow we can push everything live. But the ability to track the bridging will probably be a week or two after, but very, very shortly. And yeah, again, I've been slacking as well. Just deciding to LA, we are still going to push forward some more tutorials. We have about 3 or 4 more videos in the queue that I just got to finish editing, and then we'll release those so that in the meantime you still can track your transactions through DBank, as well as some on and off ramping help as well. But those videos have still been super helpful, right, LA? I know you've been trying to push them out for sure.
Yeah, they were really blowing up when we put them out. Everyone really loved them. And I think definitely more videos, especially as we release the new UI and have those new features and everything, we'll keep pumping them out because they're very, very beneficial.
Yeah, 100%. So, all right, awesome. And then one last note too, again, just to comment on the fees, we have been adjusting the fees of both the bridge and the swaps over the last few weeks. Obviously, with the volatility in Pulse uh, and the main Pulse bridge actually going down for about a day, we had a ton of volume. And we never want to get in a situation where we don't have enough liquidity to facilitate the bridging. So the best way for us to modify and control that is adjusting the fees. So obviously, when we have the new UI, all the dynamic fees will be displayed. Um, right now, we're still at, I believe, 3% now for the bridging fee. Again, that doesn't include if you're doing a cross-chain swap as well. But even with that, again, it sounds high, but we're still seeing that we are the cheapest in terms of fees because, again, if we're having to increase our fees, that means everybody else is as well. And in terms of slippage and price impact, we are still the number one solution. So hopefully we'll be able to reduce those fees even more once the volatility is a little bit more balanced. And what you can do to help the protocol is provide LP for the SDI pair. And LA, we even increased the payouts on that LP to try to help incentivize as well, right?
Yeah, we increased the multiplier on that farm, and those that are staked in that farm are earning great yields. And so that's incentivized. You're earning great APRs in the SDI farm, and you're helping the protocol by creating more liquidity, which aids in the bridging, keeping us level and making it easier to bridge with less price impact.
Yeah, perfect. And again, whatever the UI says, is what you can count on in terms of, fees. So just make sure you're double checking before you actually submit your bridging transaction, that are comfortable with what you're going to receive. Also, remember, SDI is the best route, in terms of going to arbitrage. I'm sorry, in terms of going to BSC. And then the US DEX, USDC is the best route in terms of going to Arbitrum. So if you do think that the fees are a little high, I would encourage you to play around with the different settings. Maybe do, 2 transactions instead of one. All those little things can help you min-max your fees and price impact. So again, we're doing everything we can to be as fair as possible, and even based on other market competitors, we are still the cheapest out there, especially when you factor in gas fees. So there's nothing like a $10 or a $50 Ethereum gas fee when you're trying to bridge, $100. So all right, hopefully that helps. And again, we'll be able to keep you updated on that for sure. So, all right, anything else with Spark, LA?
Nope.
All right, moving on then to EMP Fusion. So again, we dropped some major alpha on the last AMA. We are in testing. So the devs have been doing internal testing on Fusion this entire week. Obviously, we're also going to open it up to our beta testers as well. And once we are all satisfied, we are ready to announce a date. So we're getting really close. I know a lot of people from last week, or earlier this week rather, took that as, we're still not ready. But I can assure you that we are. I mean, we're as close as ever. Obviously, the testing can be done simultaneously while we are gearing up for launch. And, we just never want to be in a position where we announce a date and we're not 100% finished with all the variables, and then actually have a delay when we have never delayed officially from the get-go. So that all plays into what we're doing. And again, we're moving forward full speed. So all the logic is looking really good. We had the audit a few weeks ago. All of those issues are now fixed. All that really is left is the final testing and, integrating the marketplace. So, Ella, anything you want to add to that?
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, this is a very important step that officially means we are extremely close to announcing the date. You heard us all on Monday. We told you all that we'll be beginning the team testing at the end of this week. That is still the plan. And as a team, when we are satisfied, we'll be moving on to our small group of beta testers. And when we give that thumbs up, when the team and the beta testers are satisfied, we will be announcing a date. So that is the very next step after this. So we are on the forefront, but we have to complete this step in order to get to the next step. We are not going to skip this step right to the next step. So if you're in the group saying, I hope they announce the date today, we said last AMA, we're beginning the team testing at the end of this week, and then we move on to the beta testers. Does that take weeks? Absolutely not. doesn't usually take very long. But that being said, if the team or the beta testers find anything, small things usually that need to be tweaked, we will pass those notes along to the dev team. They'll do their tweaks, and then we'll move forward with our testing. This is a very important step because it means that when you guys get to see the product for the first time, everything's going to be running as it should be, and it's not you giving us these notes to pass along to the devs.
Yeah, absolutely, Ellie. Great points. And again, I mean, you have to remember there is the developers, there is the team, and then there's the beta testers. So those are all separate people, and you know they are not one and the same. Meaning that we do need to go through, you know, all the due diligence to make sure there are no issues. Because again, I mean, and just think about things realistically. You know, imagine that we rush this last final step after we've been so diligent and so careful to make this flawless over the last, you know, few months. And what a black eye that would be, you know, to drop the ball on the finish line, basically. So we will not sacrifice, pun intended, their quality. And I know that it can be frustrating, but we are so damn close that we just need a little bit more patience as we get over the finish line. And we are doing things simultaneously. Again, you know, the marketplace is still under development by half the dev team, while the other of the dev team is doing the testing. So, you know, it is happening simultaneously, which is what we've said all along. You know, once we do announce a date, that still gives us about 2 weeks uh, to finish any, you know, unforeseen circumstances as well. So we're super duper close, and we've already seen, you know, Peg start responding. I think a lot of you are ready, and you know, I mean, all of you've been here. We've never alluded to it being this close until now. So I think that's also probably a great sign that we are serious in how close we are, because it's only a matter of, you know, a very short window now. So, all right, awesome. There was one more point I
You
wanted
caught
to
yourself
make.
there.
I know, right? I know, LA. Gotta be careful. Yeah. So, there was another point, but I forgot what I was gonna say. I think
It's in
that,
the
yeah.
it's in the questions. We're gonna get to it.
All right,
So
awesome.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's actually move straight to that. So
Okay, perfect.
one of our, and I'm just gonna paraphrase because I was part of that conversation in the group. Well, I didn't respond, but I read it. So basically, what they want to know is, so the MVP comes with certain features, and we wanted to get it out as soon as as soon as humanly possible, because obviously everyone's waited for longer than we thought, and we want to get out the best possible product in the shortest amount of time. But obviously, we know there's a lot of additional features we're going to be adding after the fact, and we're going to start working on those over time. There's certain people in the group who would like a time frame on those additional features, and they're wondering what kind of the order of priority is in regards to those additional features.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So again, you know, we're going to be careful with what we say because everybody likes to, you know, take what we discuss as gospel. But the short answer is, you know, immediately. I mean, again, the idea is that we get MVP out. What MVP means is a functioning product in the way that Fusion works. It means that you'll have some cash out batteries. When I say some, you know, we're hoping for blue chips, maybe one or two partner tokens, but you know, say total of five or less cash out batteries. And really, that is MVP because we don't want to ever get in a situation where we launch something and then you're handcuffed. And that's why, again, that the marketplace is so important because not only do we want to be able to offer the cash out batteries, but we also want to have people be able to sell their microgrids if they choose to do so. So all those are the main key factors in what the MVP is. Now, moving forward, again, hopefully within weeks of launch. I mean, we're definitely not months. and sooner if we have the dev power, which now that we've teamed up with DexFi, uh, the dev department is in great shape. So the idea is that we will be adding more and more batteries very shortly after launch. The whole idea is that you have more batteries than you know what to do with and choose from, so that you can take profit in any asset that you desire. And then after that, again, a week or two further, we will be looking into the specialty batteries. So again, a lot of you have been asking about, the ability to DCA back into detonator and reactor and all and generator, all the DOS products. Those will be again rolled out after the initial batteries. Also, on top of that, the ability to hopefully maybe even sacrifice your detonator and reactor positions. Again, I know a lot of you have been asking about that. We've said all along that that will not be part of the MVP simply because we don't want to dilute those that are sacrificing liquid EMP or LPs or any other assets. The roadmap, and we will be again getting implemented ASAP. But we're hoping again within weeks after MVP, not months after MVP. So the whole idea again of MVP is that we just aren't delaying any longer than we already are because we have to with development you have to draw the line somewhere or you could just continue to develop forever and never actually release something. So yeah, again, I don't know if you want to add to that, LA, but
Yeah. Obviously, these are kind of just very rough guidelines. Don't take any of these timelines as set in stone. But I think the most important thing to take away from this is that as soon as the MVP is released, we're going to continue the development process and release features as they're ready. There's not going to be a Fusion 2.0 release and a Fusion 3.0 release or anything like that. As a feature is finished, it will be released. As a feature is finished, it will be released. It's just going to be dynamic like that, so that we can crank out additional features as they're ready, and that way they're ready and in as quick of a time frame as possible, and we can continue to add to the platform constantly until we reach that point where we feel like it's a fully finished product.
perfectly said, yeah. Again, you're always more eloquent than I am. So yeah, it will not be multiple stage rollouts. They just like we do now. Whenever something is finished or we have a new addition, we do an AMA and we release it. So it won't be, like others said, V1, V2, V3, V5. And yeah, I mean the MVP even in itself is very robust. So we should within a few months after sacrifice, we should have a product that is a standalone, pretty amazing, revolutionary DeFi protocol. I mean, that is the whole goal. And the idea, again, obviously we didn't do it on purpose, even though, that's the conspiracy theories that are out there. But the timing of this release is going to be very powerful because, if and when we have Fusion running on all cylinders, perfect generating yield, everybody happy, in a protocol that you don't have to worry about disappearing overnight. All the while, we're hitting our stride with PEG and a full system recovery just as we go into the mega bull run. I mean, it could be absolutely spectacular. So I'm excited. I don't know about you, LA.
Oh, I am so pumped. And then I just hope that when we release the MVP and some of these additional features, you guys give us a full month without saying the word when as a break.
Yes, that could be your that could be
Can that
the
be our
yeah.
holiday?
I was just gonna say that'll be our bonus payment. How about that? Yeah, yeah.
Yes, please. With a cherry on top.
Yeah, 100%. So, All right, awesome. All right, any other questions with Fusion specifically, or I know we may have some other questions. I also wanted to mention two more things here, but yeah.
That was the main one. Let me check if anyone has added one during the AMA here.
Okay, yeah, and please again make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Get those likes up. If you do have a question, please feel free to type it in the chat as well. Or again, we really are trying to get everybody to submit their questions on Discord so we don't overlook anything.
Is the marketplace going live at the same time as Fusion? Yes.
Yes, 100%. That's imperative. Because again, we should have Fusion, potentially ready tomorrow, but it would not be fair to launch Fusion without the marketplace because then it's like every other DeFi protocol where even though it's live, if you can't cash out, it doesn't matter, and we would never do that to our community.
The only other question is when Spark 404?
I love it. So yeah, we talked a little bit about that on the Vault AMA we did yesterday. So I would say listen to the ending for some alpha. But we're still finalizing. We had a great developer meeting earlier this week. We're getting the artwork together now, and then hopefully within the next again. I don't want to say time frames, but very, very shortly, we should have the Spark 404, at least the announcement on what to expect and how they will function, and then, leading into when they actually go live.
Amazing. I think that's it.
Cool. All right, I want to mention two other really things real quick. Obviously, you guys have heard me talk about this on a few of the AMAs now, but SPLAT on Solana is a new philanthropy-based token where I've been asked to be part of the team in an advisory role. The main dev lead is Troy from ERS. The SPLAT chart has been looking phenomenal. So we had all-time high a few days ago, a little bit of a pullback, and now we're already rallying up again. We'll have our own AMA with that on Sunday, so stay tuned. I'll be posting the link in our socials for those that are interested and want to get involved over on Solana. And there is some alpha. There will be a special prize for some of the top holders of SPLAT that we'll be announcing over the weekend as well. So definitely have a look into that. And then last but not least, our bonds. So we haven't talked about them much, but they are still accumulating every day until LA, do you want to post the link to our bonds and just give a quick overview of what they are? I don't know. Obviously, I can chime in, but yep, there you go. Yeah.
One sec, I gotta add the HTTPS. There we go. Okay. Yes. So our EMP bonds, I'm a huge fan. I aped in.
Yes, 100%.
So they originally were $250 each. They are now $320 each, but they pay a guaranteed APR over a 12-month period. So at the maturation date, they will be 400 USDC each. It's a 60% APR over a 1-year period, a 12-month period. And so the amazing thing is that if you're purchasing them now off the marketplace, the great thing is that it is so amazing for both the buyer and the seller because it's super fair. They are earning the APR all the way up until the sell date, and whatever that 60% per year has generated up until that point, and then you are earning it from the buy date until the maturation point. And there's a very small marketplace fee, but other than that, it's breaking it very evenly based on the date and time that you purchase it. So you are getting the APR for the remainder of the time until the maturation date, basically. But if you are looking for a stable coin investment with a guaranteed APR, this is a great option. I like to think of it as a savings account for the future, just to take that kind of temptation away. It's a low risk, whereas some of the things that I get into kind of are medium risk. This is kind of a guarantee that I like to have as a low risk savings account. Yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell.
Yeah, no, great overview. Thanks, LA. So yeah, again, the bonds have been super powerful. Obviously, we have guaranteed them. We don't use that word lightly, but they are guaranteed through the EMP Treasury. And yeah, I mean, it's been paying every minute of every day since we launched. And to LA's point, I think the maturity date is sometime in October. So, and there are some bonds for sale on the market now. If you did miss out, you can still get that 5% a month until October. So definitely check it out. Like Ella said, in the grand scheme of things, extremely low risk, and we have every intention of making good on those when the maturity date comes, and we can all celebrate in October. It's a great way to support the protocol and also earn along the way. So, and we make those yields in many different ways. Obviously, through our treasury, through some trading accounts, all of the above. And so, with the market hopefully recovering over the next few months as well, it is a way to get exposure to all of that with a little bit less risk, maybe a little bit less reward as well. But I know for me, I'm not leverage trading, on my own. So I think it's exciting that we have options for everybody. And yeah, like Ella said, a great analogy as a bit of a savings account for a little bit less risky plays, but still inside of crypto. So, all right, awesome. All right, I think that's it, LA. Those were all the topics I wanted to cover. Again, we're hoping to have the UI ready for today. Obviously, we're a bit delayed on that, but we'll give an update hopefully tomorrow with the new Spark UI. Fusion is in full swing in terms of testing, and the date is imminent for our sacrifice. And yeah, I think that's just a great overview. Another super productive week. Manta, again, bringing the vaults to Manta has been a great product market fit. The marketplace for 404s, along with the Fusion marketplace, all that is in development and hopefully ready in the next again week or so over on Manta, and then obviously the Perps platform as well. So for those of you that are on Pulse, our Perps is still killing it. Those that do. Again, speaking of trading, those that want a decentralized option for perpetuals, our Perps platform has been killing it. We're over $5 million of volume already, and we're going to continue to roll that out, and then again expand the Perps platform to the Manta network in the next few weeks as well. So, all right, LA, any final words? Any last minute questions? Go ahead. Another really productive one today.
Yeah, thank you guys all so much for joining us. We always love being with you. We're just so damn excited about everything we have coming up, all of the exciting things that are launching right now. It's going to be a very, very exciting time. So we're so excited that you're all along for the ride, and we will keep you updated with everything that's coming.
100%. I love it. So thank you for joining me, LA. Again, much love to all of you. We appreciate your continued support. And we have, again, a lot coming. This is the season of rollouts. So I can't wait to finally get everything that we've talked about out into the wild and earning, and everybody really excited about what we're doing on top of, expanding our empire and continuing to drive more and more value back to all of you. That is the ultimate goal. So, all right, then we will see you all on Monday. Again, we come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Get ready for the Bitcoin halving in about 24 hours. So hopefully we see some nice movements with that. And we will see you all on Monday. Good night. Good day. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.